maybe by the end of next week, which is Friday. Set it high priority, assign a owner to it. You can also set a reminder that it reminds you when this task is due. Maybe I want to call this person. Let's rename it. That's one practical example. Call lead. Call Sam. So you save it. You can see the task has been created. When this task is due, it will either send you a reminder and also notify you when it's due so that you make the necessary actions to it. Then once the task has been marked as completed or it has been done on your end, it will come in as a closed activity. So there is the record that this call was actually made. So that if there's any other salesperson that, or maybe the general manager is looking over this lead and is ensuring that, okay, has this person been called? Has this person been reached out to? He can see right here that yes, the activity has been done and it has been marked as completed. That is creating a task. So we've created tasks for a lead. I'll just go right back into what we have to do next. So you can do it you can create a call, you can do a call, you can send an email, meetings to do, and set reminders as I showed earlier, and a little exercise. So this is something you can try on your own. Even as the webinar is going on, you can quickly hop on your CRM, see how it looks like, see what you have, and also do it. So the next one is timeline view. So like I mentioned earlier, I said the timeline view is more of like an interaction history that you have, the interaction history between you and that lead or that particular contact. Just shows the how information has spanned through for a particular period of time. Maybe a salesperson is supposed to contact the person within 2 weeks. Whatever happens within that 2 weeks is going to be shown on the CRM. So it gives you even the color coding, which is if it's been done, if it's overdue, and all of that. So I will just go back to the CRM and demonstrate how that looks like. Right. So we can see here that we have overview, timeline, and data privacy. This is the interaction history here. Okay. So this shows everything that has happened within this lead record. You can see everything. The lead has been created. It was entered into a Pathfinder, entered the command center journey. The company was updated from this to this, all of that. You can also see interactions here. Well, no log has been made, but these are things that indicate that there has been some interaction done between that customer and the salesperson. I will just stop right here to find out if anyone has a question, anyone wants me to go back to talk about something I wasn't clear. Please feel free to unmute or type in the chat box. Any questions, please? Okay, if there are no questions, I will just proceed. Okay, so the next part we'll be looking at is email templates. So the use of templates is for common follow-up. So I gave an example earlier saying that if you have just completed a maybe advertisement or marketing and you get a number of contacts from that event and you would like to send an email to them thanking them for coming or attending the event and making sure that they are interested in what you have to sell, the email template is a useful tool that you can use. and I'll be showing you how it is done in the CRM. So you're not even only able to send emails, like I said, you're able to send it to a number of people. It can be reused because it's a template, it is saved in the CRM. You can send it for whatever thing that you need to use it for. Another thing that it is useful for is it is able to give you the reports on how that email was sent. So when the email is sent, what was gotten from it, how many people opened it, how many people replied, was the email bounced or not, who clicked it or not. So that kind of reporting is being given when an email template is sent. I would also show you how that is in the CRM now. So if we come back here, we have a general part of the CRM, which is known as setup. This is where you are able to do everything as related to that you can't see on this interface. You're able to do more customization. You can change things, update modules, add fields, and all of that. This is where it is done. So if I click on setup, I will be directed to whatever is being shown on the setup. So we just look for customization and we see email templates. So templates in general. So we have the email one here. I will create a new one. So depending on where you want that email template to be used, whatever module you want that email template to be used, you can add it. You can pick maybe deals, you want to create an email template for the deals, you want to create an email template for leads, you add it here, click on next. So you're given all the possible options of creating an email template. If you want to send a birthday wish to a client, you're able to do it here. If you want to send a Christmas card, you're able to do it here also. You're also able to create yours, customize yours fully. Like you want a blank sheet, you add your company profile, your address, all of that. Social media links, you're able to add that. So I will just pick a random one and use that. Which one works best? Okay, I want to use this as a follow-up template. So I save the template. So I add whatever details I need to add. Maybe can edit this, change image, add your personal image. You would write whatever you need to write. You add whatever information, your company name, change it. You can also add, it gives an option to add links to, you can add social media links. Then once you're done, once you feel satisfied, you save it. So it is saved there in a folder, basically. So you save it, when you save it, you're able to view it when I get it. So I will go back to my leads. Let's say I want to send or a number of leads that email template. I will just come to leads. I will click on this lead. So you have an option to send email here. When you also click on email here, you can send directly from here. And this is only possible if your mailbox, that's your current mailbox, whatever mail client you are using, is connected to the CRM. So it won't be possible. You can't just send an email like that. There must be a connection to the CRM to be able to send emails from the CRM. So if I click on send email, I see the option to insert a template. So I click on insert a template and I see my template right here. I click on it and it adds that template to this email. So I can add an email address. And I said, good, everything is set. It gives me all of that. Then I send. Okay, this is not, the email has probably properly not been integrated. That is why the error showed up, but this is the normal process of how you send a follow-up email to a client. So if I also want to be able to send that email to a number of clients, I just click on the number I want to send, say a maximum of 5 clients. When I click on this, I click on the actions button here, and I can see a number of mass updating, mass convert, mass email. Some of them don't have email, so I can send to the one that's so I have the option to create a mass email here. You send it to all the leads that are in the CRM. You select a template, select this template. You can decide to send immediately or schedule later. Trigger it, then it sends that email to all the leads. So it gives the statistics of how the email was sent to this person, delivered to this, if the email was bounced and why the email was bounced. So that's about it for email templates. Okay, that's my presentation. The next one is workflow triggers. So this is the automation part of things where you are able to create a process with a set of conditions and trigger to be able to carry out an action at the end of the day. So you have, firstly, you set a trigger, or then you add a condition to that trigger, then you add an action that is going to be carried out at the end of the day. So we have an example for if a lead is not contacted in 5 days, it should create a task. So I'm just going to do that quickly here to show how it is done. Okay, so if I go back to the business side, I still go back to setup. So my setup, I look for automation. Yes, automation is right here. So I have workflow rules. I click on workflow rules. And I create a new rule. So we want to create a workflow that says if a lead has not been contacted for 5 days, it should create a task for the salesperson or the person in charge to be able to contact that person. So I select it from the leads module. I name the rule name as follow-up reminder. 5 days. I set a description, create a task if lead have not been contacted in 5 days. So click on next. So it says execute this workflow rule based on what? So we know that we are doing the last activity time. So if there is no activity within that lead record or nothing has been done, nothing has been updated, you read that the timeline view has shown nothing, it's still the same way as it was created. You select the date and time field, which allows you choose the last activity time of that record, that lead record. So you pick the activity time on the execution date immediately and it should be occur once. So next, quickly here, we want it for 5 days. To be a custom one after 5 business days. So just click on leads matching certain conditions, which is that we have to pick a particular condition to which the lead will match. So say maybe the person was from, or the lead was from a webinar, you can say the lead source is from advertisement. You click on done. Then it asks you to create an action right after. You can decide to, let's do an email because we've not done email. So you can decide to create an email once the lead has been done. So new email notification, follow up with lead, no contact in 5 days. So you choose the person, the main email of the person, send the notification as a single mass email. You can choose to line copy, you can choose to CC, then you select a template if necessary. If you want to, if you have a defined template for that, you select it. Then you save and associate, and that is here. So this will only be carried out once the system reads that a particular lead has not, the activity time has not been updated in the last 5 days. You know that the lead source, that is whatever you want to get, wherever you want to do. Like for example, if you go to give maybe a product showcase or something and you get leads from there and the lead has not been contacted, the lead source is advertisement, you set it as that, then you create an action to follow it, then you save it. Okay, so that is how that works. I will just stop again to see if anyone has any question. And it doesn't even have to necessarily be what we are talking about. If you have questions generally on how CRM goes, if your company, you do not know how to navigate it and you need clarity on how a certain feature in the CRM works, please, you can stop me to address that. Just 5 minutes if anyone has a question. Right, we can proceed ahead. The next step is Zia suggestion. So, like I mentioned before, Zia is Zoho's personalized AI assistant that helps you in generally everything. If you need AI, even for emails, Zia is here to help. As per what we are discussing today on workflows, this is what Zia can help you do, and many more. Zia flags neglected leads. Zia suggests best time to follow up, score leads based on activities and visual insights to prioritize follow-up. So I'll just quickly show you how Zia looks like on the CRM. So if we go back to home, you can see we have a tax bar right here that shows a number of things. You can see Ask Zia right here. This is where you're able to ask Zia certain questions you want to know. If you do not want to go into in-depth reporting and you just want to know how things are going within the CRM, you can ask Zia here. Zia also prompts you with notifications that tells you what has happened. It says here 100% of the contacts are without any emails followed for the past 7 days. So this is what Zia is able to do. I can choose to ask Zia how many completed tasks do I have? So it gives you the result right here. So there are also options where Zia helps you to get more information about a particular person from the internet, which is known as data enrichment. You're able to boost the information that you have about that client. If you do not know much, if you just have the name and probably the number, you want to know what that client does, you want to know where they live, and so on, so on, and so forth. Zia helps you to do that. So I will just go back to my slide. What is next? So I did a small table which should guide follow-up feature and the CRM. So you can take a screenshot, you can copy this, you can decide to do this on your own. These are just stages that you need to do, follow as per time gap, the method to do the follow-up, and the tool to use. So I'll just give us a brief minute to take a screenshot. All right. So I was able to identify once we've known how to do what follow-up does and all of that, we can see clearly follow-up killers. So if the task is not logged, that is, you've done a task, for example, first of all, you don't log the task to happen. Secondly, you don't even mark as completed once it's done. It affects the data, it affects how the secondary party who is viewing that record sees it. For example, now your sales manager you are supposed to create or complete mark as complete once you've made a call to a client. How does the next party know that okay, this call has been made if you decide not to mark the task as completed? The second one is assigning all tasks to self. That's you're not sharing the burden, you're not dividing the work, you're just assigning it to oneself. At a point in time, it gets overwhelming and you're not able to follow up good. Then the third one is ignoring overdue tasks. That's what I was explaining before. First of all, you do not log in, then a killer is also not uh, making sure that you mark them as complete or when they are overdue, paying attention to them. Then you have late or vague follow-ups that you do not communicate early with the client. The follow-up is done in a wish-wash manner. All this kill follow-up in general. So one tip is to always log the next step. Whatever you are doing, if you are taking notes, there's also a part in the CRM where you are able to take notes. Say you have a meeting, let me just quickly show you how that is. So I go back to the lead record, I click on lead, say I just had a short meeting with this person and I want to write down notes that or discussions that happen within the CRM. There's a place called notes right here. You can see right here. You can log in notes, the date and time, and every other thing that happens. You can also add attachments. Say the email, the person sends maybe their business requirement and want to attach it to that particular record. You can see it right here. Now, for the email part of it, it's when you have connected your email, when you've done the integration between the CRM and your mail client, you're able to see emails sent from that client and to that client. So if you send an email to that person, you'll be able to see it right here in the CRM. If the person sends an email, you'll also be able to see it here. This helps to track all the follow-up things done within this lead record. So the next one is smart follow-up habits. So always log the next step immediately. So you just made a call. What next do you need to do with that client? What next do you want to do? Or do you need to send an email? You must always log it. You can create a workflow notification to prompt you to send an email after a call has been made to that person. You can also use smart views. So smart views or custom views are things that allow you to see the particular stats that you want to see or how you want to view things for your sales record. So I can just briefly show that on the CRM. So if I go back, this is how my current view is in the lead record. This is how the current view is. So if I decide to custom or change how this lead is, you can create a custom view right here. So maybe I want to see lead source. So lead source is all my leads are from advertisements. Let's see, click advertisement here. And you save it. Let me go back to edit this because it's not. So lead source advertisement and save it. So it gives you all the leads. So it does a filter search of all the leads in the advertisement and it creates a view for it. So you can just come down here. You can just click here and see that, okay, this has been created. This was created. You can categorize them based on how you want to see them in the CRM. All right. So final message is that CRM doesn't close deals, you do. CRM only helps you make sure that this information, whatever information that you feed it to it, is being recorded and you can view it for collaboration purposes. So not just you, other people can see what you've done, how far you've gone to do the main work by actually making sure that you use the CRM effectively by logging in information and data into it. CRM makes sure that you never miss a shot. So this comes to the very end of our session. I'm open for questions. I'm open for if you want to see how something works in the CRM. Please let me know. I'm also open to suggestions for topics for future sessions. If there's a particular thing that you want to know more about, really didn't do it for you, you would like to know more about sales pipeline, you'd like to know more about custom dashboards, please reach out to us via email or put it in the chat right now on what you would like to see in the next session. Thank you, and I'll be here for questions.
Thank you very much, Anna. If any of you have any questions or any particular feature that you want to see, now the time to let us know. Else, if there's no question, no queries, we will just end the session for today. Please, we will send you the links. We have these sessions every 2 weeks. We have the webinars, and every 2 weeks we have an in-house workshop session at our office in Coromandel. So it's going to be a series of this type of workshop, and we will be covering many applications that will help you digitalize or have a very good tool for various business operations from sales, pre-sales, accounting, marketing, social media management, after sales, and even HR if you need this kind of tool. So Zoho have a big range of applications, and we during these webinars and workshop, we just want to let you know what the tools can do for your business and how you can benefit from them. Okay, so I don't think we have any questions for today. So thank you very much for joining us. You will be notified via email. You can have a link to this webinar. It's being recorded if you want to review. We thank you again. See you in our next session, either in-house or online. Have a good evening. Bye-bye.